Hello my loves, welcome back to Zeke's Lunchbox. I am starting to feel a little tired, and that's why I really needed to just do some sketchbook drawing. If you've been following me on other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you will have seen over the last couple of days in the new decade, I have been going hard at sketching up all of the tarot cards for the tarot card project. I just needed a little break from it all and just a day to unwind and draw for myself. Drawing in my sketchbook has always been a place of refuge, a place where I can be creative, but it still feels productive, so I don't have that guilt gnawing at the back of my mind. And sketchbook time is just a place for me to be free and make mistakes and experiment. It's, like I said, a place of refuge for me. So I've been feeling a little bit stressed and tense from trying to sketch up all of the tarot cards. I am on a little marathon and I'm so determined to get a lot of work done in that project for this year. So I think I've been going a little bit too hard and I just needed to take a step back and relax a little bit. I know that you guys really enjoy sketchbook drawing and I hope to do a lot more sketchbook content in the future. So this was on the to-do list for 2020. I want this to be a really chill, relaxing video. So I am about halfway through with the sketchbook so far. Lately, I have been drawing in my sketchbook, but not doing, full illustrations, just really creating quite a lot of doodles in it. If you've watched my other sketchbook videos, you will know the sketchbook that I use. I'm going to say that word quite a lot. But the diary that I use is quite expensive, especially in Australia, so the paper quality is quite high. It can take a lot of water, and because it is expensive, I feel a pressure to create really good artworks in it, and I'm trying to just dismantle that. And I feel like over time, especially over the last couple of years, I've been able to relax with my sketchbook and not be too intense about making everything really beautiful. So you'll have to stay tuned for the sketchbook tour to see the rough thumbnail sketches that I do in this diary. But for today, I really wanted to practice quite a lot of different angles and poses and lighting. That was kind of my main aim. I do find that I haven't quite mastered lighting in faces, bodies, actually everything. I think harsh shadows I haven't quite been able to completely master. I'd really like to do a lot more studies when it comes to lighting. I think studying light is a lifelong practice, actually. I mean, Monet made a whole career out of it. So I think in the future, I'd like to practice lighting quite a lot more. You can see with the girl, I tried to capture the harsh shadows on her face as much as possible. I think before I've just been really focusing on form, and now it's time to focus on lighting. I think if I could practice lots of different neon lights, harsh shadows, yeah, that's just something I really, really need to get a good grasp on. Especially for my final pieces, I tend to just go with like the same kind of lighting throughout. I do like a lot of bright light across a lot of my pieces, just because it's kind of known as being glamour lighting. I do paint a lot of women, so when you represent women in art, visual mediums, whatever, a lot of the time women are portrayed in bright glamour lighting to avoid a lot of harsh shadows. Harsh shadows are often associated with how you would normally light men. I can think of like lots of Rembrandt paintings, how he has the classic like side-on lighting, and that moody lighting is often, just how men are portrayed. So I'd like to kind of dismantle that a little bit more. I also think it creates just a lot more mood, and it's something that I would really like to tackle quite a lot more in future pieces. I also think once I actually get into a good stride of studying landscapes, lighting plays such a big point of view when you do landscapes. So hopefully doing landscapes in the future and more studies of that will help my lighting issue. And if you'd like to improve your art but you don't know where to start, I highly recommend using Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can explore thousands of classes in design, photography, business, and more. I've been using Skillshare for the last couple of years. It's really helped me with finding videos on time organization, how to manage clients and discuss ideas with clients, how to edit my videos, how to improve my drawing skills. Honestly, whatever you need to learn, Skillshare has a course about it. I have a link in the description if you'd like to sign up for your 2 free months of Skillshare with my link, and you can cancel anytime. So after the 2 months, if it's not working for you, feel free to cancel it. All right, you guys, let's get back into the video. Because of the tarot card project, I do try really hard to study a lot of body positions. Prior to doing this project in early 2018, I hardly knew how to draw bodies. So that was kind of over the last 2 years, that's really what I've been trying to focus on. And with bodies comes fabric. So the illustration on the right with the shooter, been trying really hard to capture lots of like crinkly fabric and really work out how to paint and draw fabric. I feel like I've come a long way, but I don't feel like I'm quite in my stride just yet when it comes to representing layered fabrics. And with the girl who is sitting cross-legged in the top corner, I did like with the photo reference that I was using, it had quite an extreme photo angle on it. Could tell that the lens was a little bit more wide in the photo, so it did make the proportions of her head quite a lot bigger. So I'm trying to work that out a lot more in my pieces too. When you're experimenting with proportions, I just feel like it's a little bit more interesting in a piece, and then I can try and create a lot more intense mood in my pieces. I have found that they feel a little cold some of the time. I've been focusing quite a lot on movement, exaggerating movement, but yeah, it's all just practice. Lots of things that I'm just trying to get a good tackle on. I just wanted to explain exactly like why I draw the things that I'm drawing in my sketchbook. I have a lot of things that I want to improve on in the back of my mind, and drawing in my sketchbook helps me work that out. I highly recommend, if you need to really hone in on something or improve something, a sketchbook is the best place to do it, or just studies in general. You could have a digital sketchbook on your iPad as well. Just a little tip for everybody, if you want to improve your art. I see a lot of people who jump straight into final pieces and you haven't practiced what your subject matter is prior to that. It's kind of difficult for people to separate like what's a study and what a final piece is, but yeah, I highly recommend honing in and taking a step back and practicing before you work on a final piece. That's what I've been sketching. That's what I've been trying to practice in my sketchbook. Next up, I'd really like to practice a lot more landscapes. It's been the biggest struggle when it comes to my pieces. I've been learning a little bit more about how to make a landscape compositionally a little bit more interesting and researching a little bit more on how to do that. But when it comes to textures of landscapes, I think that's really essential, and that's something I need to practice a lot more in the future. And if you'd like to improve your art quickly, I highly recommend using Skillshare. If you're somebody who can't quite nail down exactly what you need to improve on, or you don't want to constantly look up all the resources throughout the internet and find all the little pockets of information, and you just want it in one place, Skillshare is a really great platform to do so. The convenience of Skillshare is amazing. All right, you guys, so that link will be in the description and also in the pinned comments. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you got any value out of it. And finally, if you want to support Zeke's Lunchbox, you can head over to my Patreon or my online store, pass over some dollary dues for your mate, Zeke. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye!